In this video, we'll be hunting a box of nickels. We'll be looking for anything older than 1960, including war nickels, buffaloes, or anything older. We'll also be looking for any proofs, foreigns, Arizona varieties, or any other cool oddities we can find. We do have one ender in this box right here in 1946, so hopefully that's a good sign. So let's start the hunt, and I'll bring you in when we have our first find. Roll 2, and we have our first couple finds, both from the 50s, and they are 1954 and in 1959, both from Denver. Roll 6, and we have our first couple finds from the 40s, and they are 1946 out of Philly and 1947 from Denver. Roll 8, and we have another nickel from the 50s, and this one is a really nice 1959 from Denver. Just open the next roll, and we're going to have the first foreign of the box. It looks like a Canadian nickel right here, which it is, and it's from 1994. Roll 10, another 50s find. This one's just a 1958 Denver. Roll number 12, and we have another 1954 minted in Denver. Next roll, and I just uncovered the oldest nickel of the hunt, and it is in 1939, first nickel from the 30s, and it's in pretty rough shape. Probably not going to have a mint mark. If it did, it would be a key date, and of course it doesn't have a mint mark, just a common 1939 Philly, and it doesn't look like the DDR, but even though it's in rough shape, still a good find. And while I have you here, near the back of the roll, I see another older nickel, a 1949, minted in Philly. Still on roll 13, and look what else I just uncovered. That is a really nice 1954, not a proof. It has just great luster. It's in amazing condition. Let's see what mint it is. And it's a 1954 Philly in fantastic condition. Has a little bit of steps, but definitely not the best strike. Either way, that is an amazing find. Roll 19, another find from the 50s. This one is yet another 1954 Denver. Roll 21, and we're going to have the second Canadian nickel of the box right here. And this one is from 1988. Same roll, and we have another find from the 40s. This one is a transition year 1942 nickel, but unfortunately this one is not silver, and it's out of Philly. Roll 23, yet another nickel from the 50s. This one is a 1957 Denver. Roll 25, halfway point of the box, and we have another 1954, but this one's from Philly. Roll 29, another 40s find. This one is 1940 out of Denver. Roll 31, another find from the 40s. This one is 1946 out of Denver. Roll 35 was that 40s ender, and it was that 1946, and it's minted in Philly, and it came with a 1956, that's from Denver. Next roll, another 40s find. This one is our first 1941 of the hunt, and it's from Philly. Just open the next roll, roll 37, and we have Canadian nickel number 3 right here. This one's from 2000. Same roll, and we have yet another nickel from the 40s. This one is a 1949 from Denver. Once again, next roll, and we have a little streak of finds going. This time it is a 1957 from Denver. Roll 42, another find from the 50s. This one is another 1958 from Denver. Roll 45 actually had 3 finds. First is a 1946 Philly, and a 1954 Denver, and 1955 that's also from Denver. Last row of the box had one last find, and it is 1954 from Denver once again. Overall, this box wasn't too bad. We got a good amount of older Jeffersons, a couple nicer ones as well, and a few foreigns, but we didn't get any silver war nickels or buffaloes, so I am going to add another box onto this video, so I'll be back when I have another box. Alright, we're back. We got another box to hunt. I don't believe this box has any enders, but hopefully we can get some good finds in the rolls. So I'll bring you in when we have the first find of box number 2. Roll 2, and we have the first find of the second box, and it is 1949 from Denver. Roll 4, and we have the first 50s find as a second box, and it is a 1958 from Denver. Next roll had a few more finds. First is a 1941 Philly, 1959 Denver, and the first low mintage 2009 of the hunt. Roll 9, and we have another find from the 40s, and this one is 1947 out of San Francisco. Roll 11, yet another find from the 50s. This one is 1954 from Philly. Roll 14, another find from the 40s. This one is 1949 Philadelphia. Roll 21 had a couple more 50s finds. First is a 1952 from Denver and 1954 out of San Francisco. Roll 23, another 40s find. This time it is 1941 Denver. Roll 24, and we have a pretty good find. It is in 1957 out of Denver in really nice shape. Just opened roll 26, and we have the first foreign of the second box. And it looks like it's going to be a Canadian nickel, which it is, and it's from 1995. Sam rolls that Canadian nickel, and we have another find from the 50s, and this one is 1957 Philly. Next roll, yet another find from the 40s. This one is 1941 out of San Francisco. Roll 34, a couple more finds from the 50s, and they are a pretty beat up 1954 out of Denver and 1958 that's also from Denver. Roll 42, and we have another find from the 40s. This one is a pretty beat up 1949 minted in Denver. Next roll, one away from being an ender, we have the second 30s nickel of the hunt. This one is another one from 1939. Hopefully it has a VIN mark, so it would be a key date. And of course it doesn't, it's just a 39 Philly, and it doesn't look like it's the DDR, but still, great find. Roll 44, and we have yet another nickel from 1949, and this one is from Philly, and we have the second 2009 of the hunt. Roll 46, and we have another pretty nice 1957 from Denver. Next roll, a couple more finds from the 40s. First is a 1940 out of Denver, and a 1949 San Francisco, which is a semi-key date, so that is an awesome find. Last roll of the hunt gave us one last find, and that is 1941 out of Philly. Now let's go on to the wrap-up. Second box has been hunted, so let's go over the finds. We ended up with 26 estimates, 4 foreigns, all Canadian, ranging from 1988 through 2000. And we did get 2009s, a Denver, and a Philly. Older Jeffersons, we got a good amount, ranging from 1939 through 1959, with a couple of really nice ones, like this 59D, a couple of 57Ds, and this really nice 1954 Philly, as well as a semi-key date, 1949 San Francisco. Even though we didn't get any silvers or buffaloes, this was still a fun hunt.